Are you thinking about buying or selling a home in Omaha? This video is going to talk about the latest in the Omaha real estate market and what it means for you as a home buyer or a home seller. My name is Morgan Putnam and I'm a local real estate expert. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for stopping by the Omaha Insider YouTube channel. Please take a moment to subscribe so you are always the first to know what's going on in Omaha. We're going to start off by talking about existing home sales. So what we are seeing is that there are less homes pending and an increase in inventory. So what that shows us is that there is more and more opportunities for buyers. Things are not necessarily moving and selling as quickly as they have in the past, and there are more options for buyers as more homes sit on the market a little bit longer. Surprisingly, we're also still seeing an increase in sales price. So we're seeing around a 3% increase year over year. This is surprising as interest rates continue to stay relatively high, but it just shows that there is still a decent amount of pent-up demand from those COVID years when there was just a major undersupply of homes for sale. It's also training sellers to know that you have to put in the work in order for your house to sell for top dollar. It is no longer possible to just list your house and not do the necessary work to get it to sell for top dollar. You really have to have it looking good in order for it to sell. We are seeing it the average days on market for a house to go under contract from 14 days to 18 days, and for homes to sell around 99% of list price. So overall, that is still really good. There's still a lot of good opportunities out there for home sellers in this market, but we just want to make sure that everything is just buttoned down and perfect so it can go on the market and still appeal to a lot of buyers. Overall, sellers are sitting on a ton of equity because there's a lot of people who have owned their home for a long time and they might own it outright or close to outright. And so people are going to have to reinvest some of that equity typically into the house in order for it to sell for top dollar when it goes on market. So that might mean having to replace some carpet or painting these items that can kind of add up and become kind of expensive, but more than pay off on the sales price. Because what I'm hearing from buyers and what the market is showing us is that buyers do not want homes unless they are move-in ready. There just is less of an appetite for buyers to have to do work themselves after they buy the house because of one, they might just not have the cash. They might have used up the majority of their cash to buy the house, so they don't have money to reinvest in it, and they might not have the know-how and the resources to get something like that done. And so that's why it's important for sellers, if they want their house to sell for top dollar, to do the work necessary to have it looking as good as possible and as move-in ready as possible for these buyers to then appeal to the masses. Because there are still situations that end in multiple offer situations in this market, but it's really only on homes that are totally move-in ready and are priced right, meaning that they are not overpriced. One of the big areas that we see some interesting data is in new construction. So overall, it's taking 100 days on average for a new construction home to sell. So this is spec homes that we are not looking at custom homes. And we've actually seen a decrease in sales price for new construction homes down to $415,000 on average. Buyers are starting to get a little bit more leverage with builders, which we have not seen in so long. I'm seeing some buyers get builder paid closing costs for them covered, which is amazing, and some below list price offers accepted, which again, that is just something that does not happen often with new construction. So there are some opportunities for buyers right now. If you are willing to consider new construction, that's something that you would like in that market. If you have any questions about your specific situation, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'd love to chat with you about what your neighborhood or your house to figure out what the best options are for selling or for buying and what it would look like for you as a home buyer or home seller. Next, we're going to talk about Omaha developments. There's always a lot going on in Omaha. It's such an amazing city. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the first part of Eppley Airfield expansion. It has been completed, and this is new bathrooms by the Delta check-in counter. And so obviously those bathrooms have needed updated very bad along all the check-in area. And so this is the first phase of the project that's done. This airport expansion is going to more than double the square footage of the Eppley Airfield, which we really have needed for a while. It plans to be fully completed by 2028. The Daily is a new restaurant concept coming into Bel Air Plaza. It's off 120th and Center, and it's for upcoming chefs to kind of pilot their restaurants and their different offerings at their restaurants at an established restaurant and at a storefront. So they don't necessarily have to take all of the risk on, but they can try out their concept at a storefront where people can come and visit it. It's really cool. So if you want to try out some new and upcoming chefs in the area, please go check out the Daily in Bel Air Plaza. Early Bird has opened at Village Point. So if you're a big fan of Early Bird, make sure you go and support that new location. There's now going to be a Baker's off of 204th and Q. And Westroads has announced a big expansion project off of the old Yonkers. It's going to involve tearing down Granite City, which is an old standalone restaurant, to provide more parking to this new expansion happening at the old Yonkers location, but they have not announced what that's actually going to be. And lastly, there's an ADU on display at Heartland American Park, which is between Jean Leahy Mall and the Riverfront Park downtown. So if you have thought about maybe putting an ADU in your backyard, go and check out this rendering. It looks really cool. It's being built right now, and you'll eventually be able to tour it to kind of figure out if something like putting an ADU in your yard is feasible and a good investment for you. And I hope to be able to do a YouTube video on it in the future because it seems really cool. My name is Morgan Putnam, and if you have any other questions or thoughts on these Omaha developments, please let me know. My number is 402-720-9886.